Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Happy New Comic Book Day, November 15th, 2023. I hope all you guys found all your comics in your cubby, mailed to you on the new comic book shop wall. However you guys get your comics, I hope you guys found all the comics that you were looking for this week. I know I did here in the loud, mysterious black bag. As usual, before we get dived into that, I do want to remind you guys, be real helpful if you like, comment, and subscribe. Helps the YouTube algorithm, man. Help spread me out so more comic people find my channel. Come subscribe, hang out, talk about comics. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get dived into what I got this week. It's kind of a smaller week. I picked up 3 books, and then I got something extra at the end to talk about in the previews that's coming out soon that I'm super hyped about. Alright, black bag out of the way. Now first up, I don't know if you guys were able to get this one for free in your guys' local store or local market. My store did get this issue for free, I guess. Kind of as like a marketing campaign. They got sent 25 free copies, so they were just like giving them out for free. Here, try this series out, you know, for their consistent customers. Added it to my pile and thought I would go ahead and try it, read it. You guys know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, I don't do too many, not Marvel DC, so too many indie books. But a free, I can't pass that up. I gave it a try. Normally, I guess it's $4.99, so I guess it depends on if your comic store got free ones or however that worked. But I thought it was interesting, I guess. Like, I won't say I'll buying issue 2, probably not, but it was interesting. I could kind of, as I was reading it, I was like, well, this is kind of why I don't buy indie books. I was a little lost, honestly. I kind of figured out what was going on. It seemed like we rushed to what was a possible ending for this short story. But then, they didn't, what they thought was going to be the solution to their problem ended up not being the solution, and is more of a mystery for like the next issue. And that in and of itself, I gotta give props on that. That does have me kind of interested overall. Is just like, where are you going with this? Kind of it seems like it, there's some I don't want to spoil the story. Yeah, there's some definite weird stuff. It starts off like sword and sorcery. I was kind of thinking like Dungeons and Dragons type, you know what I'm saying? You had a barbarian character who's a Viking, and then you had this other kind of Roman character. They all did seem to be somewhat time displaced, and I think maybe that's a hint for what ends up ultimately happening at the end, and or at the end of this issue, and that it could be a pretty good story. I guess my gripe about it and why I was lost, I'll delve further into it. Just and I'll find this sometimes with DC and Marvel titles. Actually, the next title that I'll talk about kind of has the same problem for me of just the best way to put it. You guys know me. I'm always really trying to be nice, because people put a lot of hard work into this, and they all can draw and write way better than I ever could. So, I feel like old man yelling at cloud, when I say I don't particularly like it. But yeah, the art just wasn't for me. It was a bit like choppy, or like the lines weren't well drawn. I don't know how to put it. There's lots of scratchiness. Yeah, that's the best. The art style was very scratchy and kind of almost like first draft looking to me, or the inker just didn't lay down some fine inks. They went with every scratch. I don't know. But that kind of, for me, made it hard to tell what character was what character from panel to panel. I was sort of struggling, like, who's talking? Which character is this? Which I felt like, at least for me, was kind of unfortunate, just because in the beginning of the book there was this panel breakdown of, like, this character is this character, and this guy's this guy, and this guy's this guy, and as someone who got this book for free and was planning on putting up a small review as part of his weekly comic book channel series, I went into this really wanting to like it. I wanted to give it the thumbs up and tell you guys to go check it out. I loved it. But I did find it hard to follow because I found it hard to follow which character was which character. And they set the characters up, just like the art wasn't detailed enough for me to be able to differentiate who was who later on in the issue from, Okay, so that's what I have today. I don't want to beat a dead horse on it. Particularly didn't like some of the art in it, but I thought the story was really interesting, and for those of you guys who like the indie books, I'd say give it a try. You might like it because it definitely has that indie style. And we're gonna jump that because that kind of leads us right into the next book I wanted to talk about, my number 2 book on the week. So that was number 3. I only got 3 books, so we got a top 3. So my number 2 book for the week was Detective Comics 1077, written by Ram V, art by Alexander, and this Detective Comics it's gone bi-weekly, at least for this little storyline. We'll see. Man, I was really hyped about this Ram V run like a year ago when I heard he was going to be getting the Detective Comics gig, and I have to say, kind of like at this point, and it's not specifically this issue. There's not anything really wrong with this issue. This issue was fine. It continued the story that we've been telling, and it was okay. I'm not super invested in this story though, but it's not bad, right? However, I've been having a rough time with the art on this Detective Comics run. I'm just gonna say it. I'd said it since the beginning. If you go back and look to a year ago, all my reviews on this Detective Comics series, it's been a struggle bus for me with the art, and this issue was kind of no exception. There've been some highlights. I couldn't particularly say which artist that's come on this title that I actually was like, okay, this is working. It's noir feeling and kind of like what I think DC's going for with this book, which is more of a indie noir kind of a Batman title. And he's the one that of all these indie noir artists that we've kind of let have the title for a little while Ram V's been writing it. There was a couple issues back that was doing it okay, and I was actually starting to get into the story, and now we're kind of back to this where the art is a real chore to figure out what's even going on. It's very muddied and dark and brooding, and if that's your thing, like, totally thumbs up on the style there for Detective, but for me, I felt like there was a lot going on in this story that I kind of wanted it to be a bit more of that cartoonish, well-drawn figures, anime influence. I wanted so much more out of this, art-wise. That the story's giving some stuff, and again, we have a group of characters, who were kind of forming this team to save Batman, because at this point in the story, the Orgums have Batman completely possessed by the Asmir demon, and they're, it's been talked about on so many other channels. I'm not spoiling it at this point. It's a couple weeks old. or a couple weeks ago, this was, already revealed. Batman's scheduled to be hung. They're gonna hang him in front of everybody in Gotham. And just for me, I haven't felt like they really explained how the Asmir allows them to mind control all of Gotham very well. That has not been explained very well. That's just kind of been like, they're all mind controlled. And we have control of everybody now. The Asmir does it, and okay, sure, like I'm buying into that, even though it wasn't really explained well as to where the Asmir came from or what Asmir even is. That's fine. I guess you don't need to explain it. You can have your MacGuffin, you know what I'm saying, and use it to push the story forward. Okay, I'm still with you, but then just some of the art choices, the dark, you couldn't tell who was who sometimes. I'm trying to I didn't know if it was Catwoman or who it was. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I was like, is that Catwoman? And then come to find out, no, there's actually two different women like talking, but I can't, they both look the same to me. Like, just being honest. And so there's some rough bits in this run and in this issue, I guess, with a good story behind it. So that's kind of where we're at with Detective. I wish I could be a little bit more raving happy about it. And then sad news on to some more sad news, but this was a really good read and a really good run. I loved this run, and I'm really sad it's ending. We have Red Goblin number 10 hits my number 1 spot this week, and it's the final issue, guys. It's the last issue of the run. I've really been enjoying this run with Rascal and Normie Osborn being paired together as the Red Goblin. I've especially enjoyed Rascal's comedic kind of relief throughout, as he sort of is young to this, while at the same time maintaining kind of this overall sense of overhanging dread upon the title, right? We really delved into Normie's kind of like subconscious mixed with Rascal's subconscious, what makes both of them tick, why they ultimately end up becoming a hero. And I'm really disappointed that it's ending. I kind of feel like just as we finally bridged that first arc and we've told, I guess some of the meatiest story that we could tell, and we've really set up Normie and Rascal as an interesting symbiote pairing that is fun, and I want to explore more. And then that's the end of the series, and that's kind of unfortunate for me. I'm pretty sad about it, honestly. I hope he shows up in some more Spider-Man stuff, I guess, or maybe a letter writing campaign, guys, and we'll get him to do a series 2 to this. As long as it's written, I feel like as long as it's written by Pac Nadell, we won't have to rehash anything that we've already kind of gone over in this first 10-issue arc. And then maybe we can tell like a fun superhero story with some hijinks, and with Rascal like learning what it is to be alive and a person and a thing, and what this world that he's now found himself living in even is. There was so much to explore there still, and so I feel a bit of a loss for that. And hey, it's one of those things. Marvel probably would have extended it had more people been reading it. And yeah, I just feel like not enough of us YouTube personalities shouted it out, and I'm one of the really small dogs, so my voice does not reach far enough to have gotten much traction for this book and kind of helped like spread the word on how good it is. I know a couple other YouTubers have been trying to shout this book out, and appreciate that, and I've had a lot of fun with it. I'm sure, you know, hey, the trade's probably going to be coming out in a couple months. Go pick the trade up, give it a read. It was a fun one. All right, let's get moved on off sad topics onto what looks to be a really happy topic. So we got our new previews in. I'm not going to go over everything because I'm sure you guys can do that on your own. But as the 2099 aficionado, I'm sure a bunch of people wanted to get my my thoughts on this. So yeah, here it is. I've seen the reveal. I'm judging by the fact that all 5 of the issues are in this one previews magazine. I think they're going to be coming out like every week in January. I'm not 100% on that right now, but so we have yeah, man, I'm stoked. So we have coming up a new 5-issue miniseries, Miguelo era Spider-Man. We're gonna have issue number 1 here, which looks like it looks like this is kind of gonna be like a bunch of one-shot stories, sort of, which I think could be fun, you know. Like I said before from the last miniseries, I just wanted more Miguel, like all this other stuff, and like I kind of felt like Miguel was left out of a lot of the story because, you know, we were introducing these new characters, and that was so much more important than Miguel's story. But you know, this could be fun. We have in this first one down here, it says Miguel O'Hara teams up with Blade 2099 to take on a new horrific threat to Nueva York. And then in issue 2, it says Dracula returns. The moon's under attack, and Spider-Man must team up with Moon Knight 2099 to save it. So, doesn't seem to be like a continuing story, just like a bunch of little one-shot stories. They're all by Steve Orlando, with art by different teams, so that kind of helps to lead that belief. So Cursed by Blood, Werewolf by 2099. Probably gonna be a first appearance of a Werewolf by Night 2099. there is some more they're doing first appearance runs in this one again. So number 4, we're gonna have Terror returns to his horrific roots. Spider-Man must go up against the new Terror Inc. Body parts will fly. So I guess Terror Inc. 2099. I don't even know who Terror Inc. is. I'm just being honest with you. This one kind of I thought looked cool though. Then issue 5, Spider-Man must find a way to save the lives and data of the people of Nueva York from the touch of Man-Thing 2099. So it looks like a little cool 5-issue miniseries, and I believe they're all going to be coming out every week. Pretty excited about this Chris Campana that we're gonna have Chris Campana do a whole issue. That should be pretty dope. Don't really recognize any of these other names, but I am super pumped and looking forward to it. That is what I can say. Like, just kind of looking over the, you know, what the art to the front covers that they've revealed looks like. This looks kind of cool too. Like maybe that's a Morbius 29, or no, I guess they said it's Dracula 2099. He kind of looks like Morbius. So yeah, dude, dudes and dudettes, I am pumped. Spider-Man 2099 looks like we're gonna be getting a whole little mini series in January, and yeah, for the Ultimate fans too. This was on the front cover. Ultimate Spider-Man, the new Ultimate Universe. And I kind of just flipped straight to that 2099 thing. I haven't had a minute to fully go through this. Let's see if I can. Spider-Boy number 3. I don't know what's going on with that. You guys know you don't want to watch me flip through this whole thing. It's somewhere in here. But yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man's coming out as well. Pumped about the new 2099 that's coming out. That's what I have this week, guys. As always, thanks for watching. If you watch this far into the video, We'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Like, comment, and subscribe.